Welcome to the show, dear listeners. Today we have an exciting episode as usual, and we got beautiful woman and successful entrepreneur, Yulia Koroleva, the former basketball player as well. Uh, Yulia, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Yeah, so we are excited. I don't know how you put it all together in one place because you are a mom, beautiful mom to three kids as well, and juggling that all together. It's not easy, right? It's not easy as a task, but let's find out, right? By the end of the show, hopefully you guys know more about that. So, quick teaser: you are the world champion, all right, and then national title multiple times, and the Euroleague champion multiple times. I feel like. Um, can you tell us how did you start the journey with basketball?
Well, it's actually started with my father. So it's actually an interesting and funny story that he was a swimmer at a small town in a small city, and one of the coaches who was from a big town visited his friend at his school, whatever, and my father was just walking by, and he was like, "You, how tall are you? What are you doing here? What do you do?" And he was like, I'm a swimmer. I'm just swimming. He's like, "Do you like basketball? Do you know what basketball is?" And he was like, "Yeah. So can you jump? Can you make 10 dunks with two hands in a row?" And he was like, "Yeah. So show it to me." And he showed him those 10 dunks. And he was like, "Come with me." And he took him to the Capitol. And that's how it's all started. And then I remember how my father loved the game, and how he was always talking about basketball. And then my mom, basically, he got married to a basketball player. My mom played basketball, and all I remember my young age is that we had basketball on TV all day long, and we were talking basketball. So I don't know where it started, not from me, but I was always involved, and I loved the game.
Good. That's cool. And then it's always two experiences. One, the professional athletes who parents played sports and they kind of get them involved in the sports, or the second one is they had a passion and they just did it themselves. So, which one do you have a passion? Do you love the sport, so or you just your parents told you like want to show you the way, and then you kind of
I think
transition?
I was just in that environment that I did not know if it could be different. So I just grew in sports and basketball, and my brother, also a professional basketball player, he was number 12 draft pick for the Clippers. So this is actually how the whole family is in LA now, and since some time. And I think that I more had of a passion, and I liked to be good at it. So since my parents got me into the sports and into the routine at very young age, then I was maybe better than others, and I always had my meetings in the car with my parents, like telling me like what
Yeah.
could be better. So maybe that's why I like just to be good at it and be
Wow.
a
So
good
you
basketball player.
did like the competitive environment of this sport, right? That was the piece.
I think so. I think that's what was driving me. That was motivating me. I was waiting for the games. I liked more games than practices
Uh huh.
because because I liked to win. So I think I'm very competitive.
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
good. So let's talk about the what it actually gave you, right, for the life, and then can you take us back to your days as a professional basketball player? So, and what are the lessons you learn on a court so you transition as a business owner, businesswoman, right, for that
Well,
environment?
I think it's the discipline, the time management, the most important things, and also the persistent and not to give up. And there's always ups and downs and some hard times, as anywhere, as in any industry and in any area, and as in life, even with your children later on. So that's what basketball it's actually about. It just gives an opportunity for that experience of overcome challenges, overcome the win and the loss, the different emotions. And that's, I think, what as a professional athlete you get. Most of the athletes, they play when they're young, so you get it early, and then you transpass it to your future experiences in life.
It's cool. So the the next question, and I think it's for everybody across the board. It's really hard to adjust your life after sports.
Yeah.
And the question, if there's any life after sports, and the answer is yes, of course, but it's different for everybody. So can you tell us a little bit about your transition? So when you stop playing sports, and probably it's the kids, right? And then the second, it's a business, right? And you got to do something. How easy it was, or maybe how challenging it was. And can you tell us a little bit of the story about the transition from sports?
Well, there's always a moment in your career as an athlete, and especially for a girl, that you need to make a decision. Do you want to continue to play and build up your professional career, or you want to move on to your next stage and build a family? Because we do have certain time through our life when we can have kids, and we want to have kids. So that was, I think, for me, a very important decision to look into what's going to be next after I'm going to finish my career. And honestly, I thought I'm just going to take a break and come back to have a child. And then, but I love being a mom, and I have 3 children right now. So it didn't stop from one kid. It was the second and the third after. So that was the decision making to stop the career, to just think of the next generation and the family and how it's going to be like. And I think in return, I was getting at first a bit of a challenge of still being young and looking at my teammates that were still playing and was still winning championships, and they were very successful. And I was just being a mom, a young mom, and I thought that I can still play, and why I stopped. But then I see my kids are a teenage age, and I'm still young, and I'm very happy that I made that decision, and that I switched into that transition young and had my children. And definitely that was the main decision making, to have a family, but also that was just a goal, and also already a vision. What else can I do? Because I was playing about 10 years professionally, so it was just a moment of and being in the routine and doing the same thing day and year after year. So I was just looking what would be my next step as a person, as a personality, and my next step for the development of my own way, kind of. That was the decision.
Okay. That's cool. That's great. And then probably passing the passion, right, for basketball to the next generation and teaching them.
Well, and then, the next question was okay, now that I have the kids and my family moved to Los Angeles because of my brother who was drafted by the Clippers. I also moved to Los Angeles, and was the next step was so what I'm going to do, because I'm still young and I'm very active, and what I want to do and what I like to do, what I'm passionate about. And this is how the whole idea of opening a basketball academy started. And at that time, my family was involved, and they were helping a lot on even keeping the babies with a formula, and then me go into the gyms and coaching and managing at that time the program. So the idea was what can I do that will actually be good for the next generation, and where I can be best at, that I have knowledge and experience of. So the Royal Basketball was first started in 2010. 10. And right now it's 15 years as Royal Basketball is operating. We have 7 locations in Los Angeles and
Wow.
1 franchise. Yes, in Uruguay on Spanish. And I'm very happy. We have, a lot of families that went through the program and that I meet right now, and that they always say good things and thanks. And I feel like it was, again, the best decision to do something. Currently, we have about 420 active kids, active players, and overall, it was like more than 10,000 students that we were able to coach through this time.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a big
Thank
time.
you.
That's a huge achievement. Here's the next question, and I think that's a question of balance. And how do you balance all the responsibilities of CEO, right, and scaling business, and then pushing forward, and being a beautiful woman, right, and then the mom, loving mom to your children? Do you have any like secrets or maybe cheat codes to do that? Because people like watching you probably saying, "How would you do that?"
Well, of course, a calendar and blocking some hours that that helps you to keep that balance. And I think we can talk about the different aspects and that well-rounded approach to life and to everything. And when I'm home with the kids, I do not think about the business, and I'm trying not to take the calls or send any messages or emails. Even like I am using that as a moment when they may be at practice and I'm just watching them play or so. But when I'm next to the kids, when I'm at home, I always want them to feel that I am there for them, that I'm their mom. And it's not that approach when sometimes adults think, oh, they are my children. No, I'm thinking the other way. I'm their mom, and they are happy having me for them. So that way they feel love, and if they want me to talk to them before they go to bed, or if they want me to cook for them, so I do that, and they feel that mom is there for them, and I think that makes them happy. Same like if I go sometimes on vacation with my close friends, and if you go to a lunch or dinner, no phone on the table, and always like be there present for them, and take your time to enjoy that moment. And when you're at work, you kind of like running those meetings, and no rescheduling. So just that discipline that I got when I was an athlete, I think helps to time manage and to run the business as it is.
Wow, that's beautiful. So it's a discipline, a hyper focus, right, on your things.
I think that's how we can call it, yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So I think we're going to the next segment, right, which is money and investing, right, which is pro investing show of ours. And the question is here, how did you actually transition the relationship with your money? So when you being a professional athlete and then you became professional entrepreneur, I would put it this way, right? How would you just change, and what would you see the change in relation to the money?
Well, when you are young and you're still an athlete and you receive those contracts, you actually don't know how to at first, right? When you're just like 20 years old, you don't know how. And I had my first contract at 17. So I was just going to a beauty salons, to be honest. And I had a great Lexus car at that time that was like a fashion, stuff that I was buying. Overall, the idea from my side was that, I have this much for what I do right now, then I can spend that much, right? Because that's how much I basically, how much I'm appreciated. But when you learn, and then of course you start to like save and do different things, but as you switch into becoming a business owner or an entrepreneur, if you make some money that it's more than you actually need, you think of a growth and on an investment. And at first you start investing into your business and build different procedures, and maybe hiring more staff members or adding more locations and things. So this, I think, different concept of being an employee and being a business owner or an entrepreneur is that how do you look at the money on that? How much you make? Is that what you can spend right now? Or as you own something, you're like, okay, we make that much, but how can I grow and make more out of it? And things. That's, I think, how it was a switch and the use of the money in my own way.
Okay, that's cool. And there's two, from what I'm seeing, there's two people, right? There's two categories of people. One is, so we business owners, right? We're gonna invest only in our business. We're not diversifying, so we just hyper focus on one thing, which is growth. And the second option will be, okay, so we actually made some transition, right? We grew to a certain point. We want to diversify. I want to kind of set aside some capital. So which is your profile, I would say? So do you invest in different things, or just more focus on business and procedures and growth, new locations, stuff like that?
Well, I think it's a great question, and like thinking that way, but I think it's more of your inner growth and your stages of your relationship with the money. So as I just mentioned, when you are an athlete, you're still an employee, and so your relationship with money is one way. Then when you're an entrepreneur, you think about your business and your day-to-day operation. So you invest back into the business. But when you kind of like want to switch and want to have your next step and your inner growth, this is where you look into other possibilities, diversification and investments and such. So I'm not there yet. So I've been as an athlete and I'm a business owner, so I'm still investing in the business. And for the last few years, we've created a great structure and made it possible to copy and paste the model and the business of what we have. So we've opened last year first franchise in Uruguay. Mm-hmm. And the idea and the concept was that how can it be completely far away, completely without our supervision, on a different language, to prove the concept and prove the model that it is successful. So then we can go worldwide and we can go to different states. So I'm still investing in that growth, and I still like, me being a business owner, a creator, if we put it that way. Also, we right now receiving new samples of our branded basketball balls. So we're going into e-commerce side, and we will be, selling those items. I did not have I'm not there yet to invest in something else, but I'm definitely investing my time and investing my thoughts into growing my children. So that's another actually direction that maybe a lot of business owners are not talking about, how much time you do invest into your family's success, into your next generation's success. So I would say right now I'm there about the kids and about the business for the kids. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. If young athlete ask you for financial advice today, because again, you mentioned, so you're young, you're still, trying to find the ways and stuff. What would you tell them? So as a young athlete, earning all of this NIL right now, going into the college, for example. So what's the best advice for them?
Well, I think overall to young girls and boys and athletes, I would say that pick a direction or a career path that will be appreciated later. So, select the sport or select something. A lot of people are saying, oh, do what you love. And, sometimes it can take you to just be a surfer on Manhattan Beach, so it's not something that might help you in the future in the financial standpoint. So giving a financial advice right now, it's overall look at the career path that will bring you to the success that you will like. So, check mark a lot of those, green dots, not just one direction. That's something that you just love. There could be other areas that you will love as as well, but will be financially recognized and appreciated later. So selecting the career path, that's the sport that you like, but then going into high school already thinking of, okay, what would be the major, what would be the direction that I will take after sports. And I think that being next to people that or other athletes, like listening to podcasts like this, that had experience in that area would be something that would be great for them to learn from. Like, what are the directions that will bring you to financial success in the future? And then learning how to allocate, distribute, of course, and put into investments the money that they make. But I think the beginning of everything is to select the direction that will be appreciated later.
That's beautiful. There's a question always, right? Because entrepreneur and then the business, it's male dominated a lot of times, and the female might be not comfortable sometimes in this environment. As a woman and leading in sports business, what are the challenges you're facing, and how do you overcome them?
Well, I think the reason why most of the most of the directions or businesses are male dominated, it because it is a competitive environment, and sometimes even some girls take the direction they want to have a business, but they select maybe like skincare or some fashion industry, which at first, or art, right, galleries or something like that, which at first seems like, that's going to be fun, or nah, I like that, but eventually that's anyways a business and competitiveness, and there's a team and things. So I think it's just the reason why sports dominate with male entrepreneurs and business owners. It's just that there's less male who do makeup and who goes to some art or I don't know, that kind of industries, because they just like sports, and they just there. Because I was in the sport environment, and I like
Okay.
basketball, I love sports. I am into the sports business and industry. And I don't see too much of a challenge there for being a woman or a man. I think it's possible for anybody, to be honest. It's really no big deal as many talking about it. It's great to have, different administration and the head of the divisions and everybody who is who can be from both a male and a female. But if you are a leader, if you prove that your goals and your concepts do work, you will have a team of supporters, you will have your teammates, you will have your group that will lead, that you can lead to a success. So I think we are successful just because we're all together, and we don't look at who is male or female. The opposite. We don't care, and we're just there because we want to make a change for the next generation, and we love the kids, and we love the game of basketball. So,
that's beautiful. Great response. I feel we're closing to the end. We're coming to the end, and then at the closing, we want to do rapid fire. We want to fire a couple of questions at you, and the first one will be, what is your favorite player off time? What is your favorite player off time? What is your favorite player of all times?
Well, there's so many, and I had an opportunity and to play with my very close friend Lisa Leslie. So she is an amazing player, legend, and I would name her Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie?
Yeah,
that's
so
beautiful.
we're close friends. And
first woman to dunk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
An official game. And then the next one, so on the financial standpoint, so what one book every entrepreneur should read?
It's going to be The Richest Man of Babylon. I think that's a book that teaches not just for any, finance, but also life lessons. It goes through a tale, and I would recommend that for teenagers, starting teenagers, and for adults for sure. That's going to be a great book to read.
Oh yeah, that's a great read though. Thank you. And then what's the most valuable habit? We'll skip that. Best advice you have ever received, though. What do you think?
I think there was a moment, I can tell this through a story. When I was in the national team, I was only about 16 years old, and it was so hard. I thought I was coming from the practice, and I was crying in my room because I thought I'm not going to make the team. It was very competitive. Russia's crazy for the national team, and I'm crying and sitting like thinking that's it, that's over, my career's done at 16 years old. And two of my close friends, teammates, are coming in that moment. I don't know why, like they thought they probably wanted something from my room, I don't know. And they're like, what's going on, why are you crying? I was like, I don't know, I cannot, the coach is not giving me any opportunity. And one of the girls said, what are you talking about? You are the opportunity. You take the opportunity. No one's going to give you anything ever. Take it. And so this is what I remember since 16. You have to take the opportunity, and don't expect and don't wait someone to give you something.
Oh, that's a great one. So you guys don't expect it. You got to take it yourself, right? If you see the opportunity, take it. And then last one. So we want to say thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you for coming up. And just share with us where the people can find out more about you, where they can reach out, right? Can you tell us a little bit?
Definitely. Well, Royal Basketball is a year-round program. So we are in Los Angeles, and we'll be happy to see families with players that are 4 to 14 years old. We have preschool, elementary, and middle school, and different levels from beginners to advanced. And we have, of course, a website, royalbasketballschool.com. Okay. And we'll be happy to see everyone at the gym. Come and try and see if you like it, and we'll go from there.
Beautiful. So you guys, thank you for tuning up today. So we are excited for our next guest. It's going to be a former NBA guy, and please subscribe, share, and just help us grow the account. Thank you very much, and talk to you soon.